Any family back home, Peely?
They did not survive the Imperial occupation.
I'm so sorry.
I appreciate that. My parents and siblings were soft-spoken, but all of them were defiant.
Like you.
I suppose. Now all I have are my plants. They are defiant in their own way. Vines can rise in the harshest temperatures. Roots penetrate the thickest ferrocrete. That is how we will defeat the Empire. Time, time, time.
Got new seeds to plant.
Oi, Cat! Heard you gave Ravis the sack. You know you weren't the first to take a swing at that Gendai. Ever hear about Toll?
I don't think so.
Oh, real poet with a pickaxe. A while back, she comes across this load of priorite. Oh, biggest you ever saw. Like a sky full of grinning stars. Of course, then your Ravis shows up, built like a bloody cargo barge, and tells her to get scarce. But Toll, the old nutter, she goes and takes her plasma torch to the Gendai. Of course, poor Toll don't last 10 seconds. But I guess sometimes a find like that's worth fighting for, eh?
Yeah, well, sometimes the payout isn't worth the price.
Maybe. But it's just like the prospectors say. Better a broken pick than a rusted one. Do wish you could have met old Toll. Bit loony, but with real heart.
Sounds like it.
Laddie, look at this! The tank is a bustle! A veritable fishing colony!
Think there's room for more?
Aye, but though it brings a tear to my eye, I fear we may be reaching capacity. Too many more and old Scuba won't be able to wet his flippers without slapping a fishy. I'll see you out in the wide world, laddie. The hunt continues!
You know, Cal, I think my recent brush with the Raiders has rather altered my perspective.
How so?
My assumption was that these Raiders were unprincipled thieves and brutes. But they aren't lacking in principle or dedication. They have a code. A rotten code, but a code all the same.
Maybe that's what makes them so dangerous.
Even in my day, there were those who wrapped their selfish ambitions in a cloak of high purpose. Cough, cough, Dagangara.
Try not to die out there.
Turns out our skills go pretty okay together, huh?
So modest, this one. We were perfectly darling. On Coruscant, others would construct my designs. What fun it was to roll up my sleeves and get in there. So, what's next?
Next?
That's right. I'm not done with you yet, Zeke. Not by a long shot. Carl, tell me, have you ever been to Coruscant?
Once or twice.
Winnie says I've gotta go. What's it like?
A lot of ships. A lot of people.
Like one, not the other.
And I adore both. You've never lived until you've danced the night away on a pleasure bus circling the Uskru district.
I'd make the trip just to see that. Hey there.
Let's talk later. had my reasons.
Right?
Like, Coruscant becoming inhospitable to those who dare to question the truth. I didn't wish my abilities to be exploited by a war machine.
The Empire wanted to use your designs.
That's right. I'm an artist, not a propagandist.
What's the difference?
What indeed? Both deal in manipulation, yes. Both traffic in dangerous ideas, but one attempts to make the viewer bigger, and the other, oh, so much smaller.
Well, a lot of places in the galaxy. I'm just glad you ended up on our rock.
Breeze, you should know. When my old crew worked for the Mantis, we made a few changes.
Oh, you mean how the left side of the cabin couch completely has lost its bounce? Yeah, I noticed. Come on, the seat's got no give. Cushion just limps there, like a dead necko.
And that's from Liz. To psych herself up for a mission, she'd bounce on the couch as hard as she could. Now every time I sit on that broken cushion, it feels like Liz is still there.
Well, I was planning to replace those cushions, but maybe that can wait. Don't you got stuff to do?
Salutations.
How you doing?
What?
Hey, Cal. Good to see you.
Hey, Monk.
What can I do for you?
See you later, Monk. Okay, what should we listen to? Let's go for this track. How'd you get mixed up with the Bedlam Raiders?
Well, I had a drink from Monk. Then another, then another, then another, then... Right. I stumbled outside and sort of confused one of the big raiders with a dewback.
Don't tell me you try to mount him.
Okay, but if I don't, that's the end of the story.
I can see why the raiders try to kill you.
Oh, they've got plenty of reasons.
Everyone holding up okay, Monk?
Well, we're just fine now. The Raiders might have put a little spook in some of our clientele when they marched in here, but we're made of sterner stuff.
Good to hear. You doing all right?
Cal, my boy, I'll tell you the same thing I told those Raiders.
What's that?
Go ahead and shoot. But know this, you'll be blasting the best bartender on Kobo.
I'm really busy, Cal. Maybe later.
If you hear any more great tunes on your travels, load them up in here.
Ah, it is you. A word of caution.
Here we go, BD.
One sun sets, another rises. Hotter, brighter, blinding.
Blinding?
As you said, when a sun sets, the lot wolves will always howl for its return.
And who are these wolves in this vision of yours?
Oh, indeed. He who walks with wolves is taught to howl.
Rumor has it that the Jedi is dead. That your work, bud?
And if it was?
Just curious is all. So, how'd you do it? You slice off his legs? No, they would just grow back, right? Oh, you incinerated him, didn't you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Ah, I suppose a true professional never reveals their secrets. I must be rubbing off on you. Well, killer, here's another tip. Real pros always charge a fee. Don't relax too much, Cal. You may have downed a big one, but there's a lot of players in the game who still want you dead.
Not a bad selection.
See ya. Can't beat what I've got.
if you need a hand, we're an oasis in the sand. And if you die in a thirst, well, a drink they ain't the worst. And if you're running from a blaster, better run a little faster. Run to Pyloon Saloon, and we hope we see you soon.
Hey, Toa, you mentioned things were changing at the Academy before you left.
It started when the Empire began dumping credits into our projects. Unlimited budget to fund our research. Great, right?
But there were strings attached.
Yes. We came under constant pressure from Imperial censors to conform to their propaganda. Anyone who did not play along was pushed out in favor of stooges whose work would never stand up under peer review.
No Moff or Governor wants to publish views that question Imperial dominance.
I mean, I understand. The censors have their own careers to think of.
It's okay, Toa. You don't have to defend a corrupt system.
No, I guess not. Hey.
What are we feeling like?
Talk later, hmm?
Hey, Muck, do you remember to charge the hydro converter?
Hard to say, but we should probably figure that out.